The regular monthly meeting of the Franklin Town Board was called to order at 7:35 p.m. by Supervisor Jeff Taggart. Present were Jeff Taggart, Garrett Sitz, David Grant, Donnie Smith, and Dwight Bruno. Deputy Highway Superintendent Jamie Archibald and Paul Warner. The minutes from the September 6, 2016 meeting were read. Garrett Sitz made a motion to accept the minutes with the change of the word cycle to cylinder regarding the generator for the town shed. Dwight Bruno seconded, and all agreed. The town received a letter from Assemblyman Clifford Crouch acknowledging that he had received our letter regarding Frontiers Communications slow repair times. Ken Walter gave his final report for the Kellogg Franklin Trust as he is retiring at the end of October. They will be replacing benches and purchasing security cameras. The books for the court were audited on September 24th, 2016, and everything is in order. Daryl Drayton may be stepping down from the planning board. Anyone that would be interested, please get in touch with Jeff. It would be greatly appreciated. Jamie Archibald reporting for the highway department. They have done 3 miles of paving and 5 miles of chip sealing under the CHIPS program. Mark Lang would like a resolution to pay CHIPS bills when they arrive. Garrett Sitz made a motion to that effect, and David Grant seconded the motion. All present agreed. Mark is working on quotes for a new truck. Mark would also like to keep the excavator for 1 more month. The current lease is up on October 7th, 2016. They would use it for ditching, stump removal, and road widening. Donnie Smith made a motion to keep the excavator for 1 more month. Garrett seconded the motion, and all agreed. Auction bids for the 2003 one-ton truck was offered $6,900. Plow number 1, $300, and plow number 2, $420. Dwight Bruno made a motion to accept the bid for the one-ton truck. David Grant seconded, and all agreed. Garrett Sitz made a motion to relist the 2 plows. David Grant seconded, and all agreed. They will let Mary Ann Corelli know that they are going to list the pellet stove on the auction site. Jeff reported that the planning board has several items to come before them this month. A wind turbine test tower permit, Shaw's Motorcycle Repair Shop, and the recycling center at the intersection of highways 357 and 28 South. Paul Warner highlighted the changes in the proposed 2017 budget. The public budget hearing will take place on Wednesday, November 9th, 2016 at 7:30 p.m. Garrett Sitz made a motion to adopt the preliminary budget. David Grant seconded the motion, and all agreed. Brian Brock would like to see the board change the code of ethics. Pete Bevilacqua would like the solar project for the school to move forward. He should contact the school board regarding this matter. The tower on Ed Klug Road could be open for cell towers after the emergency services are up and running. Dwight Bruno received a call from Frontier about our complaints. They are currently upgrading with fiber optic lines. They would be willing to come to a board meeting. There is a 175-acre parcel on Russell Road that is in the Susquehanna and New York City watersheds. New York City is looking to purchase this parcel. Should the town board be voicing our concerns about this, Jeff will talk to Dean Frazier to find out who we need to send a letter to state our objection to this purchase. Dwight Bruno made a motion to object to the purchase. Garrett Sitz seconded the motion, and all agreed. With no further business to come before the board, Garrett made a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:50 p.m. David Grant seconded, and all agreed.
Any additions or corrections to the minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as well.
Second?
Yep. Second.
Dave seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed. Okay, Mr. Dave Tuthill. From the.
I'm kind of replacing Ken Walter.
Ken always sat up front, Dave. So
I will try to remember. Well,
I'm not sure what you're doing back there.
Okay, well, I didn't know what I was supposed to say. Information just to share about the Kellogg Franklin Trust. I think you mentioned, was the audit done before the last meeting and reported?
No,
Okay.
for the Kellogg Park, right? No.
Our audit has been completed, so and everything is fine there. Ken had mentioned in the last meeting the benches had been ordered. And the security cameras, they have been purchased, they haven't been installed yet. We're putting security cameras in the Kellogg Educational Center inside the building and some on the outdoor playground areas. Nothing major has happened, but there have been some little issues that have prompted us to make sure that it's happening. And I believe that OSC, Scotty Clark's business is also putting some security cameras in that building. The other thing that we've done in the last month is we did construct a community information kiosk. I got a picture of it I can pass around and give to the board. And it was dedicated in honor of Ken and Norma Walter for their years of service to the community. And we passed this around and ended up with the board or wherever. Also, just as a formality, the Kellogg Educational Community Center is applying for another O'Connor grant, which we have to use the town of Franklin as our sponsoring organization, but the funds go through the Memorial Fund, and everything goes through there, so it's not into the town budget. But I've got that application here. I don't think I need a signature. I think it's just a matter of formality to get it done.
If you do need a signature, let me,
Okay.
we'll get
Is
together.
there anything else you need from me on a monthly basis?
They, Ken normally gives us some figures.
Okay, I do have those. The total in the account for, excuse me, forget the name of the fund now, the fund that is the base fund, between the CD and the main account is $945,000, and the checking account currently has $19,000. So again, that fund continues to be healthy, and we're entering the season now where it's probably gonna accumulate more. The monthly
Right.
income tends to be between $2,500 and $3,000
Right.
from the accounts, which goes into the checking account,
Mhm.
so.
Any questions for Dave?
And just mentioning that in the Kellogg Educational Community Center, every month we have a classic movie night, and every month there's a Lego club for kids. Those funds are being done by the Kellogg Memorial Fund to fund like the Lego clubs and those kinds of things. That doesn't even come out of the account that we have here. It's a separate account that's from Delhi that the school takes care of.
Okay,
So all those Lego clubs and all those things, all those materials are funded through that. This month they had 27 kids at Lego Club. So it's really a neat thing.
well, thank you, Ken, or Dave.
And I would add one thing from the educational center is that if the library or anywhere else would like to hold any educational event in Treadwell, we have funding available for that. The only stipulation is the event needs to be held in Treadwell. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Okay,
Do you want a copy of the minutes of the Kellogg
please.
Trust?
I did talk to the DEP person called me back, Dave. Yeah, he called me and he said the DEP is not interested in the city, they're not interested in buying land in the Susquehanna watershed. There is about 5 acres on one corner of the parcel, and maybe an acre's, a strip, that doesn't amount to much, further around the boundary line. And there is 2 other parcels that it could be absorbed into. So it's something that, we've gotta, still look into, what I would like to do is suggest, they're saying, well, let the landowner today divide it off before they buy it. My thought is they ought to buy it and divide it off themselves. Because why should the landowner have the expense of doing this? And
I don't think we should give them the option to buy it, period.
that the whole
Once they
whole
own
lot, or
it, once they own it, what control do we have to keep them from subdividing it off?
Well, the problem there is, Don, is that they've already bought land outside of the watershed in other areas. So it has been allowed,
Not in Franklin.
but not that I know of in Franklin, yes. I mean, the concern can be taken back to him, there's no doubt about that.
Well, he said he had no problem.
He had no problem having the land divided off before they buy it. But that's also, if they're buying a lot that has got some land in Susquehanna, my thought is, they want the lot, buy the lot and give the acreage that is in the water, in the Susquehanna watershed, give it to an adjoining landowner. Why should they be made to have an added expense to get the land when New York City doesn't want it to start with?
Well, they claim they don't want it, we don't know.
Well,
that.
that's what, yes, that's what they claim. But I didn't throw that back at them as a suggestion, we wouldn't be afraid, against you buying the parcel. We're concerned, but not, you are, that is your right to do that. But to take land that, part of the parcel not being in the watershed, there's no reason for them to own it. For them to pay taxes on it. Yeah.
It's my understanding that the Catskill Watershed Corporation and the Coalition of Watershed Towns help to deal with issues like this.
Well, that's where
Maybe we could,
the phone call
are these the
came.
people that you talked to, or
Pardon?
are these the people that you talked to?
Actually, it was a planning department up in Delhi that actually
Uh-huh.
mentioned it to the DEP about it, and that's how we made,
Yeah.
we were playing phone tag for a while, we finally caught up with each other.
Maybe those other two groups could help us in some way.
Right, but that was my thought, is, let this, with a stipulation, if they bought the parcel, to divide it back to
Yeah.
landowners in the Susquehanna watershed, which they don't wanna pay tax on anyway,
Yeah.
and they have no need to have land outside the watershed.
Right.
So, and they've got
But it shouldn't be the
a team lawyers
landowners.
doing it already,
The landowners shouldn't have to pay the surveyor's fee, that's all.
that, and, even the lawyer fees to, close it out, it's their, they want the parcel, fine. Yes, Donnie?
Well, and this is a landlocked corner up on the top of a hill too. So any neighbor would have very little reason to offer cash for it.
Well, that's it, because they're gonna be taxed for it down the road. If they could get it for nothing, they would probably accept it. But to buy land that, is back in the back 40 that you haven't had already, what do I wanna pay for it for? So I mean, that's my thinking on it too, that, if you don't make it advantageous to the possible new owners, why do it? It may never get done.
And the old owner's not gonna have really much
He doesn't
reason
have,
to wanna pay to,
he doesn't want
give it
any
away.
desire.
and
That's
he
right.
probably's not gonna get paid the price per acre that he would
Through
from, yeah.
through the city. So it's still things to.
My
to look
concern
at.
is though, is once you leave the door open,
Right,
they'll go 5 years down the road and say, hey, we've already purchased land in Franklin.
well, I can see if we,
And they'll say, that was never in the watershed, we wanna buy this that joins our parcel,
right,
and start gobbling up more property.
well, that, should be, that is a concern, and that should be in the verbal agreement, or whatever, written agreement that it would eventually be. That,
Cause they
We are
claim
against
they're
them
protecting
owning-
their water.
right.
That's what they
That's the only
claim.
reason they're buying the land,
Right.
supposedly.
Which if it doesn't fall their way, they're not really protecting anything, they're just gobbling up land.
Right, I mean, they don't want bad press any more than anybody else does either. They get hammered enough already, and if they can make him look like the good guy, it might be money well spent for the city. So it is, we're still in the, that's other thought, and if there's any other, any other thoughts from anybody else, to have input to it, more than welcome to any other ideas, how to handle this. Yes, Robert?
Just a question, it may not be important, but, there's a Susquehanna River Basin,
Right,
and they, which is a three-state commission. In a case like that, who would have jurisdiction over would DEP, relinquish their rights to Susquehanna, or do they, what happens?
I don't know what would happen in that case, I mean, it's,
Because if it was developed,
Right.
your septic would enter into it, or if you build a pond, you get an evaporation, you get all kinds of charges for
Right,
water.
right.
Who has jurisdiction if it's?
Well, and that's where, if it was clear cut where that parcel was in the Susquehanna Water Basin, and have it, the deed and everything would be, the landowner would be in the Susquehanna Water Basin.
So what your understanding is the lines are along property lines, or is it all?
It's along a ridge, is that 5 acres, you know, it's bounded by 3 different parcels.
Depends on which way it drains, I guess.
Right,
But that would be the question.
But it's-
It's something that it might be a minute point to.
right.
Has anyone talked to the adjoining landowners?
No, they're all non-residents, they're all part of the Buckhorn Farms split up, I believe, up there, up on Lake Wood Road. So that's what I had found out so far on that. And Jim Seward sent Frontier a letter about concerns about service on the phone servicing that we've had up in the past. Cliff Crouch sent a letter, and so did Jim Seward, voicing the town's concern. I guess we can go to Jamie for the town road superintendent report.
Mark's got all the CHIPS paperwork in, and the funding should be coming back December 15th. A little more than 337,000 figures he came up with, so. The stuff to relist on the auction, one plow was sold with a pickup.
Oh, was, okay.
Yep, they accepted the counter offer,
Okay,
they took it. So they're gonna relist the other plow and stove still, they haven't done it yet.
okay.
So the pickup, the new pickup, he's working on lots of specs for that, and it's gonna be set up so it can cover every brand. So it's,
Oh, okay.
that's the way you wanna write it, though.
That's gonna be a light duty pickup?
Yes. Done.
Mhm.
We got 3 bids for the Dodge plow, and we went ahead and ordered the cheapest one, it's through Palmer's Schnagel truck.
Mhm.
It should be in, it's probably there now, we just gotta go get it, so. Put it on.
Mhm.
Before we do bids in the spring, Mark wants to bid out gravel. But he wants to do that like in February, so they can get an early start on it as soon as weather permits.
Right.
So we're looking at 10,000 plus yards to do, so,
It might be smarter even earlier to put that out.
yeah,
They'll be looking for spring work,
yeah, whenever
you know.
they can do it, so.
I think earlier would be better than, because we'd
Something
rather
wanna-
be first on the list than last
You
on
want
the
them to
list.
go ahead and get started on it?
Myself, I would think it'd be a good idea to get, if
Yeah.
we're gonna need it, might better be first in class and last in class.
See, the only other thing, just in talking, we got talking about that upper shed down there. At some point in the near future, there's gonna need to be some work done on it, as far as the roof,
Along,
the long one. It's leaks quite heavily in spots, and
Didn't we
Hasn't been-
paint that with a paint
yeah, it's
sealed
been
15
quite a
years
few
ago,
years
10
now.
years ago?
Like what,
Probably 5 or
5, 6 years ago at
Was
least.
it that?
no, how is it?
Did it work?
At the time.
helps. It helps. You know, I mean, physically as a building, it's still a sound building, worth putting a roof on, quote unquote.
It's better than nothing at all, because we do store a lot of stuff in there.
Okay, okay.
but, um, It's a tin roof, right? Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's, I don't know if that's original tin or it's been replaced, I have no idea,
Right.
but it's old, so
So,
probably needs a few new rafters put up in there and things have rotted.
Right.
so
right.
Just something to think about, so.
Well, it might be, that might be something that, you know, to also, you know, bid, you know, put some feelers out to see what it might cost to do some, you know, work on it. I mean, it's better to have it collapse under the snow load and whatever's it stored in there.
Yeah.
You know, just give us an idea what, you know, ballpark figure that we're talking about. Cause we never did anything on the overhead doors, right?
No.
There's been some,
Wants to wait,
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
for
okay.
now, so.
Okay, yes, Ralph?
Can I ask you a question? On the gravel, what is that, for topping the road?
For all the dirt roads,
Yeah.
pipes.
Have you ever, do you get, I know Bison puts out a product in one of their pits, that crushed bluestone.
Mhm.
I know some of the towns, is that what you use, or? I wonder if it's.
Ours is just
cost-effective.
crushed gravel down here in this
I
pit.
know like Divine uses it, they claim to top it with calcium and there's no dust and it hardens right up and it holds real good. I don't know if that's something that would be.
I don't know cost wise,
Yeah, I don't even
how
have
it
to check
compare,
with them,
but
but they, you know, one of the pits in Otsego County, I think, is where they get it from.
mhm.
Like, I don't know if it'd be cost effective, that's what you have to get.
I don't know, I
It's a
don't,
real good product and they swear by it. Like, the town's got what else they make it.
I know they've approached us about bidding our gravel to do the crushing too for us here, so.
They've done it in the past.
You could ask Dave to follow it.
Right. Okay,
That's all I got.
that's all you got. What did the low bid come in on the plow?
The low one was 300.
No,
No,
for the.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be all right.
Yeah,
Get two of them.
62 and change, maybe something like that. They were all pretty close, it was in that
Right.
mid 6,000 range. And that's complete, all,
Is that done, put on?
No.
Just the plow.
we go pick it up and
Yep,
Billy will
mount it.
mount it and wire it up, so.
Mhm. Okay, any other questions for Jamie? I see you took the excavator back Friday.
It's out there, I think, unless
Oh,
it
it's still
came
out there,
today.
okay. Oh, okay. I just see up there with the trailer and stuff on Thursday, but he loaded it up, to take it back.
No, they truck it,
Oh, they truck it, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
it's their shop, so.
Yep, there's, okay. I just, we've trucked it before, right?
Yeah, but then they changed the bid, so
Yeah.
trucking was included, so.
Yep, okay. Okay, so no more questions for Jamie? He's off the hook. I didn't go to the planning board meeting, I had a farmers meeting I went to instead. So I'm not sure how the two public hearings went.
They went through.
They went through, okay. Okay. I didn't think there was gonna be any, right? Okay. Okay, I'm sure the rec committee's nothing on that right now, okay. Well, we can, is there any questions, or we can open up to the discussion on the budget? Is there any other issues out here before we discuss the budget?